Gear, lots of gear. My list could go on forever too.
Yeah, it's we'll definitely share more. I'm sure our histories will both come up as the series progresses. But the other part of this, for purposes tonight, was to just give a crash course in, like I briefly mentioned before, the original plan was our top 5 must-haves. But as we talked about it last night, and we were both like, 5 pieces ain't gonna happen. We're not there yet. So I guess we could probably just go back and forth.
Yeah.
And this is in no particular order because depending on what type of terrain you are, what location, and more importantly, often the type of what season you're in is going to make all this different gear more important than one another at any of those given variables. But I guess I'll start with one thing that I know we both can agree on. Paracord.
Oh God, yeah.
You cannot. I don't care what. I don't care what you do outdoors. I don't care if you bring a tent or you've never made a bushwhack shelter in your life. Paracord, 500-pound test paracord is going to be something that you have come across, if not used yourself, at least once. And for us, every single time we've ever been out on any venture, way before I even met him, I was already very well in tune to the paracord world. So this is any kind of paracord, reflective, non-reflective, any kind of test. It's going to get the job done. You have to have it. I don't care who you are. Paracord is invaluable. And like I mentioned before, with this guy's rock climbing background, knows all the knots, and he has patiently tried to teach me some knots. Some I have and have not remembered, but definitely being able to utilize paracord and knots can make your outdoor experience between it's the difference between struggling out there and just being able to relax, knowing that what you built with your paracord is going to stay up for the night.
Yep.
So I think we can both agree paracord would be a good place to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Cordage in general, some type of, fibrous, what have you. It can be paracord being the most common that we would use out there because it's abundant. It's very relatively inexpensive. You can break it down into smaller fibers to perform more intricate duties, but as a whole, it's 100 feet of it's less than $10, and you can cut it up, do whatever you want with it. It's lightweight. You can definitely a lot of advantages to carrying that. Just having it in your pack, even if you're not necessarily going to use it, just having it there as an option to do some type of rigging. Throwing a bear can or a bear bag over a tree limb to secure your food stuff for the evening. There's a number of uses. And
even something as simple as just lashing up between 2 trees and drying out a sleeping bag like I had to do
clothesline.
Cranberry Lake Wilderness.
Yes, absolutely.
Soaked my down bag, soaked. But it's a 70-degree, beautiful sunny day. If you can keep that thing elevated and in the wind, just something simple. Those little things add up a lot more when you're out there. So, yes, paracord. There's no excuse not to have it. Like you said, it's relatively cheap. I think any self-respecting woodsman knows his way around several lengths paracord.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what else you got over here.
I would have to say, some type of a cutting implement, an axe, a hatchet. Andy's got a larger axe, a pack axe with him. I've got a little hatchet, composite shaft. This is made by Gerber. It's a great little unit. I've used this for a long time, as it's very lightweight, but it's got enough mass and weight to it to do the job. Does it do it absolutely the greatest? No, I'd love to have something bigger out there, and I just ordered something bigger, which that'll be highlighted in the soon-to-come video. This is taken me a lot of places. It's got a little saw in the handle, so it's kind of a twofer on this case. And this saw is surprisingly very good. I wish it was a little longer. Sure we've heard that before, but anyway, saw does a good job. The axe does a good job. Even from the factory, the edge on it was pretty good. I took a little bit of time working the edge in a little bit better so that it's sharper. I'm very careful not to hit the ground with it and stuff like that. But having some type of a device that you can cut large amounts of wood with to process for firewood, if that's in where the environment you're in, that's definitely something I would say is on the list of the top 5 for sure.
And to reiterate on that, you can pretty much purchase any axe, and the beauty about axes is it doesn't. It's you most of the time. It's not going to be. The blade's not going to be what you want it out of the box.
Yeah.
That's the beauty. You can start at a relatively cheap axe, and with a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of knowledge of grinding stones and whetstones, you can really turn an axe around. This being another case in point, this is a Husqvarna. I believe it's called the multi-use sportsman axe. Like I said, a little bit bigger than his. Well, I guess that would be the difference between hatchet and axe, but. 26.5 hickory handle, Swedish made hand forged head. So I mean, we're getting up there with this axe, but even this still isn't the creme de la creme by any means. But definitely more in the direction I wanted to try something a little bigger, something you can get 2 hands on and really do some damage. I've had several wooden handles and composite handles, and I currently have a Estwing hatchet that's done great for me as well. And just like you said, just a little bit of care, TLC with your blade edge. Try not to bash it through a rock when you're splitting. This and that, little things. Carry a chunk of whetstone out there with you. Spit on it a couple times, and then you're good to go. You always keep your blades in check. So probably I would say, stemming off of that, the old companion knife.
Yes.
Something that I know we both have played around with. I think we both have a plethora of collapsing knives and pocket knives, multi-knives, Leathermans, Sheffield multi-tools. I've got them all, you name it. But you can't really argue with the effectiveness and dependability of just a good classic, no nonsense, strong, thick bladed fixed knife. It's endless. There's endless. I mean, this is I would consider this an entry level bush knife. This is the Mora knife, Bush Companion, I believe it's called. 4 5/8 blade, and just stainless steel. I believe that's an eighth inch thick.
Yeah.
So this thing will get it done. I mean, you can whack this. I've actually only had this out 3 times so far. This is a relatively new piece for me, but I have whacked this blade through wood to split. I've made tinder with it. I have chopped my sausage up with it. I mean, I think that for me, that's the idea is
multiple functions.
Part of this, I know part of this journey for me anyway, is trying to do tools that do everything. Yeah. And a nice good fixed blade is a sharp implement. Just like to me is paracord. I think any self-respecting woodsman, you won't be caught out there with at least a knife. Maybe if you're not carrying a full-size axe, I can probably understand that. But if you don't have a knife on your waist, I think you're lost.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, nothing too fancy. It's got more of a punky, soft rubber grip. Really good. I've had a really good experience with this. Really good price point on this too. I don't believe I spent any more than $30 on this. So yeah, fixed knives, really good bush knife. But